I'm here with Isaiah, and we're doing a project on linguistics, learning his language, and being Hispanic in his community.
Yes.
So, hi Isaiah, can you tell
Hey.
us more about yourself?
My name is Nudis Isaiah Estevez. I reside in Washington Heights, uh, the hometown of Dominicans, basically.
Home,
And yeah,
hometown of Dominicans. So, is it any language that you know besides Spanish?
that I know, no, but I'm trying to learn French.
Like you can speak it a little, or
Yeah, French, no, Spanish, yeah.
yeah. So you know like the numbers at least, or like un, deux, trois.
Yeah, some of them.
You know how to say bonjour.
Yeah.
So also like how did you learn Spanish?
Um, it was. I'm not gonna say it was the main language in my household because it wasn't. My parents wanted me to learn English first, so I wouldn't have an accent when I spoke, and good thing they did. But throughout the years, I learned Spanish at home and high school
Yeah.
and middle school mostly. Yeah, that was basically
But how many years did it take you to like fully learn Spanish?
fully. I would say about. I fully started learning in middle school, at school, and like asking my mom to help me out. I would say I fully understood the language like after 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Wow. And like you know how to write it
Yeah.
and read it
Mhm.
after 2 years. But like when you were little though.
Yeah, I was young, so yeah, it was.
So it
was a
was
bit
more
hard.
than 2 years. Cause think about it, when you were a baby and then
Well, when I was a baby, they didn't speak to me in Spanish like almost at all.
oh, so you learned like English. Then
Mm.
when you went to like
Yeah.
school, then you learned
Like it was a
Spanish.
hard time like speaking to family members because my mom did not want me to learn Spanish just so I would not have the accent. Like she was so strict on that.
Oh yeah, because when you usually people who learn languages like
Yeah, second, like if they learn English second, they'll always have the accent of their first unless they practice and get that out of their system.
yeah. Do you have any like stereotypes when everyone like when you try to speak or anything like that?
What do you mean?
Like say for instance like you're trying to speak Spanish and everyone's just like you're like a Yankee, like you have an accent speaking Spanish.
Not really.
You don't have no accent. Nobody like tries to stereotype you, nothing like that.
Like when I speak Spanish, like if I don't have the Spanish accent when I'm speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, no. No, actually, no, yeah. A lot of, like, my grandmother says, yo hablo como un gringo. Like,
Oh.
I speak like a white person in
You
Spanish.
speak like a white person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about like if you try to speak like English and whatnot? Do people like come up and ask you in Spanish something because they think you're Spanish?
No. They, usually the first language they hear is the language they stick with to speaking to me.
Oh, so no one like comes up to you speaking Spanish?
Not, unless I'm in the Heights. That's
If you're
usually,
in-
no.
That happens like in the Heights.
In the Heights, yeah.
Okay. Cause I get that a lot. People like think that I'm Spanish and just come up to me and speaking Spanish. I'm like, no.
A lot of people say I look Indian type.
They say you're Indian?
Yo.
Wow. So besides that, like, have you had any like problems like with conversations with anyone in Spanish?
Before, yes, when I was learning, obviously. So
Yeah.
most of my life, yeah. But now I can have like a one-on-one conversation in Spanish.
Oh, okay. So it's clear now. So like, besides like your language, like learning French, why did you want to learn like French?
Well, I wanted to learn French because when I went to Portugal in like 2 years ago, it was like a school trip. We went to the French-speaking side, and like I fell in love with that place. Like that.
It was beautiful?
Yeah, it was really nice. And then I also went to St. Martin's, and they have like a French side of the country, and I went there. It's like every time there's like a French side of like a country, I always like love that area more. I don't know. I like the language. I like the lifestyle of those people. So yeah.
And also, how are you studying French?
I take classes, and
Oh.
yeah. I think it's French 101. It's for beginners. I also go online. There's a website that we go on Connect.French,
Mm.
something there, and the book
How long have you been learning French?
since August.
Since August. Your development, how developed are you?
Uh, Not too great. I need to study more.
You need to study more. So it's based on like your studying habits.
Yeah, because you need to. There's a lot of things coming down to like learning a new language. You need to learn the conjugations and stuff like that. It could get complicated, especially with French.
Like the syntax and
Mhm.
all that. Okay. So besides all of that, right? As like learning these languages, how has it like developed your idea about like language?
I mean, learning. I applaud anybody like going to learn a new language because learning a different language is like really big. Like
Mm-hmm.
you go out of your way to like think to yourself and say, you know, I shouldn't just stick to one way. Basically,
Yeah.
you want to like open up the path to like um, you can open up the path to new jobs by learning new languages. Like in New York, if you know English and Spanish fluently, you can get a job almost anywhere.
Yeah, people just hire you.
Yeah. So learning a new language can help you get a job. It can help you speak to people from that like place wherever
But
you're
from
learning the
your
language from.
personal like perspective, has it like helped you like in jobs and stuff?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
It
I
got
got
you.
yeah, I had a few jobs actually that I got just by speaking Spanish like right away. Um, it's funny how this one went down too. It was in the Heights.
Yeah.
It was at T-Mobile. There was I was going to get my phone connected because I had like an off phone from a different. I had it from like Sprint, and I kept the phone because we paid it off. Blah blah blah. So I went in and I went to go connect my phone, and they were having trouble speaking to a Spanish lady, right? And when I
Yeah.
went up and spoke to her, and I helped them out, serve the lady. She wanted like a plan with her phone. So after I spoke with them, the
Mhm.
guy was like, "Are you looking for a job?" And I was like,
So that's lit.
I mean, I wasn't looking for a job, but I was like, yeah, sure, sure. So I got the application that day, and I actually started working there for a while.
Oh, so you started working at T-Mobile because you spoke
Yeah.
Spanish? You lit it. What was the plans like? What was it? Was it good?
Yeah,
Experience?
it was pretty good. I quit after though, because I was just like moving on, stuff
Yeah.
like that. I got a job after with family. And,
Okay, so it was a positive experience.
yeah, it was pretty good.
And then have it like besides learning like jobs and stuff, how does Spanish like help you?
I mean, like living in the Heights, day to day, you can help people. Like people, like I'm trying to think. What was the last time? Um, oh, a lady asked me for directions for the train.
Mhm.
She needed help with the A train. She wanted to transfer to the C, and she needed to know the stop. So I had to explain to her in Spanish. In 168, oh, you could transfer there. Blah blah blah. So,
Yeah, so you gave the directions to somebody. Does any like knowing your language hinder you from like anything?
no, I would say it's positive outcomes from learning new languages. Like if I didn't know Spanish at the time, I wouldn't be able to get that job. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have been able to.
So overall, it's been positive.
Yeah.
And overall, like how does learning Spanish and learning French been impactful for you?
Well, learning Spanish has been like one of the best things I could have done
Mhm.
because not only do I live in the Heights where it's like predominantly Spanish speakers, so I can easily like talk to anybody there. Like if
Yeah.
I want to get food, I know how to order the food in Spanish. I know how to speak to the clerk or anything if I need something. French though, I haven't been able to apply it yet here because New York, there's not many French speakers. So
I mean, depends where you look, you know? Because at my job, there's so many French people. That's why I'm learning parle français. Like, I'm learning, like, all the speaking, how to formulate words and stuff. And I'm learning Spanish, I'm learning German, I'm learning Russian, I'm trying so hard, and Italian too. And Portuguese. Portuguese is like one of the difficult ones, but it's kind of like Spanish.
yeah, that's one thing. Before I went to Portugal, they actually told us some things that transferred over from Spanish and Portugal. So like saying things is a little bit easier if you know
Yeah.
Spanish.
Because it's a Latin language.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it depends on like where you're at, you know, for everywhere. It's like where I'm from, like there's a lot of people who speak Bangladesh, like the language in Bangladesh,
Mm-hmm.
and like other like French, some of them are French and whatnot. Mhm.
Yeah, so I guess it just all depends on your background,
Yeah,
where you reside here in New York.
that's true. So, thank you so much.
Yep.
And like learning these languages, it has been like open your mind to like a three-dimensional spectrum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You learned the language in like college, this school, or
What, French?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm learning it here.
in BMCC.
Mm-hmm.
How's your teacher? What's your teacher speak?
He speaks French fluently. His name is Arthur King. He's a pretty good teacher.
What kind of learning method do they use?
Well, when okay, the first day of class, he came in speaking nothing but French.
Oh, okay.
So all the students were just like, "What the hell is going on?" But then he started making connections. Like, he would like say the word like livre
Mhm.
book. He would say that and then like bring the object out or like basically show us like, "Oh, this means this," blah blah blah. That was in the beginning. Sorry. That was in the beginning of the courses. Now he just, since we know now like most the simple words and stuff, we're now learning conjugations like the ER verbs and stuff like that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Okay, this is all with Isaiah. Bye bye.